My name's Paul Gittings. I'm a councillor from Reading, and I chair the APSE National Leisure Forum. And for those that are interested, we have regular meetings on a range of topics throughout the year, some free, some paid for. Big thanks to our sponsors, Safer Space.
There is an old adage that never miss the opportunity of a good crisis, and in my career, some of my best moments where some of the best changes happened was very much as part of a crisis. But the real crisis is now only just starting, I fear. The way we have lived our lives is being put to the test, and some things will never be the same again. And that actually gives us a huge opportunity like we've never had before. But to take that opportunity, we really are going to have to be very bold. So how do we renew ourselves in a post-COVID world where resources are even scarcer and the need even bigger? We have to now fundamentally reshape not only what we do, but how we do it. Incremental change will no longer be a solution. We regularly claim that the sector provides big social value, but if this value is generated from the well-off and already active, it makes no difference to addressing the health inequalities.
So the big issue is not necessarily about that quality level at the top, although it links, it's participation. And my strong belief is that there is a sport for everyone. The blue line on the graph and the line graph is showing Scotland excluding walking and how that continues to fall. So just the trend that we're looking at there, how in Denmark they managed to keep that trend fairly stable. They reacted similarly to the banking crisis of 2008. They said then, let's put sport and leisure. Let's use sport and leisure to mitigate community challenges around unemployment and depression. I asked councillors and politicians, how did you do that? Because sport's not a sexy thing to invest in. It doesn't tend to win the electorate and win votes. And they say, crucially, we don't invest in sport anymore. We invest in physical and mental health and well-being. We've changed our narrative. We've changed what we're talking about. And that's much easier. That does win votes. That does get people on side.
Try and both educate the general marketplace, but more importantly, just make the general marketplace both cleaner and safer. And I'll define those terms separately as we go on. The newer generations are demanding that the places they visit and the places they spend their money are not just clean, they are safe. There is a solution, and many people have talked or alluded to this, and that is to create something that's independent of industry, marketplace, and that is to create an environment, and for us it's an accreditation that says if you follow a very simple process using technology and modern sanitizing solutions, you can achieve an accreditation, and that accreditation is what turns the invisible to visible, and it gives you the ability to tell both your staff and your visitors that you're looking after their well-being. Most gyms are staying relatively empty because people still have that fear. We need to take that fear away from them. An operative can just pick up a device with a little bit of training, able to use a sanitizing solution, and it goes round corners. It will cover every single part of every piece of equipment, which traditionally in the past we've not been able to get to.
In Nottingham, we had a very robust startup procedure. We were very risk averse. The risk assessments were tremendously detailed, or scrutinised by councillors, trade unions and senior officers before sign off. So actually it took us 4 weeks ahead of any opening to get sign off. And we introduced a live stream offer to try and cater for those individuals who didn't get to the sessions because of the limited booking. And again, we were quite surprised at that. But one point to note in there is check the quality of what you're providing, because when you're offering live stream on an almost continuous basis, you actually need to monitor it and make sure there's no breakdown or sound problems. And that's quite labour intensive for the service that we offer. What would happen if the second wave does come, and what would that do to our business? Would that kill it totally?
We were behind the Save Leisure, the hashtag Save Leisure campaign, which has been running for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and campaigning for central government relief funding. Because as has already been said, I think intimated by Paul, that trusts have fallen through the gaps with a lot of government support packages. So when the furlough scheme runs out, it's going to be really tough for trusts, and they've burnt a lot of their reserves away. But I am pleased to say that in many incidences, there's been fantastic support provided by local authority partners, which is really testament to the strength of the partnership. I also think we need to identify common ground with partners. If we're going to work in the place, we need to identify common ground, and to do that, it's about coming together to plan together. And I think by using a themed approach, and the themes are there at the bottom, people, products, places and partners, using that themed approach, those are common generic action planning themes where you can work with the education department, the health department, the social service department through those themes and jointly plan together.
Thanks very much for Safer Spaces for their sponsorship of this event. I'm glad to see it well attended. Thanks very much, everybody, and enjoy the rest of the day, and most importantly, stay safe.